Let us begin on a Friday morning with these overnight developments, though, in the investigation of that deadly train crash in Spain. NBC's Keir Simmons is at the hospital this morning. Keir, good morning to you.
Hey, Matt, good morning. So many people were injured in that crash that they are being treated at a number of hospitals. Here, one of the at least 5 Americans who was injured are being treated. As the investigation gets underway, the driver of the train was led away by investigators as reports say that the train was traveling at more than twice the 50 miles per hour speed limit. So the question is today, was the driver to blame or was there some kind of a system failure?
Is this the man who caused Europe's worst train disaster in decades? Francisco Garçon was the driver, now under investigation for driving too fast. On his Facebook page, he has boasted about speeding, posting pictures of the speedometer, 200 kilometers an hour, it says. That's more than 120 miles per hour. On board, 18-year-old Stephen Ward from Utah, a Mormon missionary. He describes the crash as like a scene from hell. He believes the train was going too fast.
For most of the trip, it had said about 100 kilometers per hour, which is about 60 miles per hour. And right before we crashed, just 30 seconds before, I looked up at it and it said 194, which is about 130 miles per hour.
In the broken cars, Ana Maria Cordoba from Virginia was killed. Her husband and daughter, among 5 Americans injured. Back home in Virginia, neighbors are heartbroken.
She's a phenomenal person, and anyone that knew her knew that she had God in her life.
Another injured was Robert Fariza from Houston.
It became chaos, things flew and everything. There was sudden darkness, and I was kind of thrown on one side of the train.
His wife, Myrta, was badly wounded.
She was sitting on the side where the train flipped over, so everything kind of fell on her and 2 other people, and she was under 3 people and about 5 chairs and maybe about 3 or 4 luggages. And so I couldn't see her at all. I'm screaming out for her name.
Amateur video shows smoke pouring from the wreckage. My God, the cameraman says, this is a nightmare. In the chaos, Robert is desperately calling for his wife.
I was hysterical and screaming out her name was just to make sure that she's conscious to know that we were still looking for her.
Spain is in mourning. The King, Juan Carlos, visited the hospital where Robert's wife is now critically ill.
All she wanted was for me to hug her, and that's all I could do. And, of course, screaming out for help to see if they could actually take her in here.
Robert Fariza tells me this morning that while his wife Myrta is critical, she is stable. He says that doctors say that when he is by her bedside, she responds, her heart rate goes up. She knows he is there. And this is absolutely heartbreaking. He and his wife were in Europe for their daughter's wedding. Now he and his daughter are by his wife's hospital bed, Savannah.
A horrific story. Keir Simmons, thank you very much.